Crypto gurus have been lying to new and small cryptocurrency investors who are a bit naive onto how things changed incredibly in the cryptocurrency markets on this one important date that I'm going to talk about in a bit. I'm going to be talking about something that is a very sensitive topic that I don't think a lot of other creators are mentioning simply because they either are lining their pockets with sponsored deals or they just don't want to upset the powers that be when it comes to a lot of these big cryptocurrency projects out here. But guys, I really don't have anything to sell you, so I'm just going to tell it like it is. And everything changed in the cryptocurrency market on this one big day. And no one's really talking about it because, well, it's kind of going to put a big, I would say, a big damper in how a lot of people are going to perceive cryptocurrency, especially altcoins, into the future. And this is simply because the flow of capital has drastically changed in crypto ever since this one important date, which I'm about to reveal in a minute. But for a lot of you guys out there, if you're new to crypto or you're a small crypto investor and you haven't been making a lot of money, I'm going to explain to you why that is. And then I'm going to show you exactly the date that I'm talking about where everything changed. And I'm going to present a trajectory kind of where we're probably moving in the future in terms of cryptocurrency and where you probably should best position your money if you want to continue making gains and you want to be in that like small group of about, I would say 10%, 10 to 20% of investors that make the bulk of the money, while I would say 80 to 90% of investors end up losing. So what changed in crypto? What are these gurus withholding from everyone that is causing to frustration, losses, and a lot of people simply just quitting crypto altogether, thinking that it's a scam and it doesn't really work? Well, that important date is January 5th, 2024. And the reason why that date is important is because that is the date that BlackRock launched its Bitcoin ETF, the iShares Blackrock Bitcoin Trust, ticker symbol IBIT, if you guys want to look it up in the American markets. And the reason why this date is so important, okay, now this is a NASDAQ traded Bitcoin ETF. What it did is it changed the complete landscape of how people perceive cryptocurrencies because Wall Street got involved. And as Wall Street gets involved in crypto, Wall Street has number one goal. And one of its main goals is preservation of capital. So what really gave me this idea is that Michael Saylor ended up saying something very interesting about the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF. He thinks that it's going to be the world's biggest ETF in a decade from now. So in the year 2035. Okay. Now, currently the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF, right, currently has about $50 to $55 billion worth of capital invested currently in the fund, right? And the world's largest ETF is the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, okay? That one is ticker symbol VOO. So that one currently has about just under $600 billion worth of capital. So we would say about the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF is about, let's say 10 times larger, give or take a little bit, but it's basically about 10 times larger. So what this means is this Bitcoin ETF is going to overtake the S&P 500 ETF. That means that we're going to see billions and billions and billions of dollars. And obviously, if it's going to remain the biggest ETF, at one point, trillions of dollars of Wall Street capital just flow into this BlackRock ETF in the future. Now, this BlackRock ETF, as I record this video, it currently holds over 588,000 Bitcoin. So the capital is flowing into Bitcoin. And this has been evidenced by the Bitcoin dominance chart, which I'm going to show you guys here. Ever since January 5th, 2024, or just the month of January in general, we've seen the Bitcoin dominance spike higher. So what does this mean? Well, this means that a lot of these altcoin projects are not going to be getting fresh capital. That's right. It really looks like Wall Street has really changed the trajectory of crypto permanently. And the reason why a lot of gurus aren't talking about this is because a lot of gurus are getting paid to sponsor crypto projects. They're getting, side deals and big paychecks to promote, basically piece of crap projects to their followers. You have a lot of bag holders holding altcoins that will never return to their former glory. And you have so many people waiting for altcoin season to happen every cycle, where the actually four-end cycle might have basically been eradicated with Wall Street's involvement with these ETFs. We're starting to see now Bitcoin pumps happen solely because of inflows into the Bitcoin ETFs. So what does this mean? Well, this simply means that we're underestimating Wall Street's role in crypto. And I truly believe that BlackRock and Fidelity and Strategy, and even this new company that's being formed with Cantor Fitzgerald and Jack Mallers, I believe it's called 21 Capital. They're coming for your Bitcoin too. So it looks like the whole focus is on Bitcoin right now, and these altcoin projects that have basically been going to zero against Bitcoin are high risk measures. So now, what is the real way that you guys can really actually make some real money in crypto? Well, I believe it's just going back to the basics, putting at least 10% of your monthly income into Bitcoin, holding at least 90% of your capital into Bitcoin, and simply living your life, treating Bitcoin as your savings account. And you're more likely to actually make money and not lose your capital when investing in cryptocurrencies. And it's just as simple as having discipline and ignoring the noise of all of these new projects that at the end of the day don't really have any true utility. Now, in 10 years from now, if the Blackrock Bitcoin ETF will be the largest in the world, we know Bitcoin's price will be millions and millions of dollars. What about the price of Ethereum, Cardano, right? Solana, Dogecoin, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash? What about these projects? Do you really think that the capital is going to be flowing into them like it will into Bitcoin? Of course not. So it's really important to have Bitcoin as a savings account and have that mentality of not thinking you need to trade in and out of it all the time, but holding it over the long run. And as I'm going to show you guys here, with Bitcoin's compounded annual growth rates over the last 5 and 10 years, you've been make a lot of money if you just simply held on Bitcoin and just ignored all these other projects. So like I said, guys, you just make this video real simple and real easy. Saving in Bitcoin really works. It works for anyone, no matter where you live, how old you are, where you went to school, or how much money you have. And for you guys out there that are really trying to grow your small accounts quickly, don't overestimate the power of just saving at least 10% of your income into Bitcoin and simply just watching your account stack up over time. That's probably the quickest and the easiest way to have long-term success instead of chasing these altcoins that most of them go to zero against Bitcoin anyway, and you're going to lose your money, most likely. So that's all I got until next time, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Smash subscribe if you like my like what I have to say. And let me know what you guys think in the comments. Are these altcoins too much of a scam? And is the easiest way just to simply follow the money flow of Wall Street and put your money in Bitcoin is the best way to win in the future? Let me know what you think, guys. That's all I got for now. Thanks for watching.